We often like to believe that we've left our past behind, and that the days of sadistic torture and innovation at the expense of human life is behind us. However, what we are about to talk about is proof that even in the modern age, we are still capable of thinking up even darker ways to take human life. Today, we're going to be talking about the Euthanasia coaster. The coaster itself was designed and thought up by Lithuanian inventor Juliotas Urbonas, and I'm well aware that I just absolutely butchered that. The concept of the coaster itself was a massive feat of human engineering. Towering at around 1,600 feet tall, it would more than triple the world's current tallest coaster, which stands at about 456 feet. It would operate on a cable lift system and would take several minutes to transport passengers from the base to the peak. The total length of the coaster would be over 24,000 feet, again, absolutely destroying the previous record of around 8,100 feet. And the ride would consist of the passengers going through 7 inversions or loops, and we'll get to the significance of those in a minute. However, despite its massive length, the coaster would only take around 3 minutes and 20 seconds to complete its route because the coaster would top out at around 220 miles an hour. And of course, yeah, that's another record. And now that we've gone over the design, let's go over why it was built in the first place. So I'm going to put a quick content warning in as well. This next part of the video has... Oh, no, wait, I don't think I'm allowed to say that. It has some aspects of... what's like exit game, if you know what I mean. So if you're sensitive to that or that bothers you at all, then feel free to skip ahead. But other than that, let's get to it. And now, as the name implies, the Euthanasia coaster was meant to do just that. It was meant to euthanize. And passengers would be taken up a 1,600-foot incline, and in that time span, they would have time to reflect on their lives and the choices they had made. And once at the top, would be given the choice to either get off or continue. And for those that chose to continue, the coaster would then proceed down the steep slope where it would reach the near terminal velocity of 220 miles per hour. And the coaster would then enter the first of 7 inversions, where the rider would be exposed to around 10 Gs of force, with each inversion getting smaller and smaller as the coaster lost speed, enabling it to continue to maintain the 10 Gs of force. The riders would be exposed to these forces for around 60 seconds, which at that G-force level is more than enough time for oxygen to stop flowing to the brain and eventually be fatal. The cause of death would be cerebral hypoxia or a lack of oxygen flow to the brain. And when the car returned to the start, the dead would be unloaded and a new group would be put on. And now for the question that you're probably wondering, and the question that I asked myself numerous times while researching for this, and that is why. Why was this created? Well, the creator of the coaster, Urbanus, stated that the coaster was created to take lives with elegance and euphoria. It was also used to demonstrate the problems with prolonging life or delaying death, stating that the artificial extension of human life can be nothing but an evil in this world. And that idea absolutely infuriates me, and I'm not going to get into it because we'd be here for an hour, but I will say that I do not like the inventor of this coaster or his beliefs whatsoever. Now, I went a little further and did some math. So basically, each trip around the coaster can take 24 people, and each trip takes around 3 to 3.5 minutes. And so I did some calculations and came up with this conclusion. And that conclusion is when you account for unloading time as well as boarding at maximum efficiency, if this coaster was running around the clock, it has the potential to funnel between 9,000 and 9,800 people through per day. And again, that's just an idea that I had, but I figured I'd throw that in there. And that's the Euthanasia coaster. And I had a couple thoughts about it. One being, it's an interesting idea because we have the traditional execution methods like, firing squad, electrocution, if you want to go back to a different time, the guillotine, decapitation, garrote, stuff like that. But you take the concept of execution and you try to make it like friendly and enjoyable seeming, like euthanasia is a pretty nasty word, but when you add coaster at the end, it sounds less threatening, and it really took me off guard, and it's just weird. I don't know how I feel about it, to be completely honest with you. Usually I have thoughts on these things, but just the idea that you take something that's meant to be fun and enjoyable, like a roller coaster, and use it to kill people. I mean, it's usually, for the most part, I think stuff like that is pretty cool. I mean, I'm into, like morbid things, as weird as that sounds. But I mean, hey, I run this channel after all. But just the idea of taking, again, something that's meant to be fun and turning it into an execution method is, not gonna lie, I don't really know how I feel about that one. But anyways, that is gonna do it for this one. I appreciate you guys staying this long, if you did. And oh yeah, I want to talk. Oh, sorry, I haven't been posting lately. I've been out of town a lot, and honestly, just been juggling school, sports, job, and but I promise that we're going back to the 1 a week upload schedule because I enjoy doing this and it's super fun and I love it a lot. And yeah, other than that, stay tuned because we got some big stuff coming soon, and I'm really excited for some projects that I have in the works. I know that all the videos on this channel are under 10 minutes at the moment, but that's about to change pretty quick. It's gonna be they're gonna stay about this length for a little bit, but hopefully in the future we can start to get some longer form content going, and I'm really excited for that. Anyways, yeah, I'm excited for what we have coming, and I will see you guys in the next one.